Hey guys, it's Tiffany, and you found me on the Wise Guys channel, and I'm here to do Free Tarot Friday for you. If you're new, we go through every sign in the zodiac, Aries all the way through Pisces. This morning, I'm using the Tarot of Mystical Moments, and then at the end, I'm going to pull a card for us from the Yogic Path. It's a really pretty deck. So let's get started. Wise Guys is a metaphysical counseling company. We offer one-on-one sessions as well as group classes and a membership. So we invite you to check out our blog and all of our services at wiseguyscollective.com. And let's just take a grounding, centering breath in and out through the nose. Just focusing in on our Aries, just seeing what it is that our Aries need to hear for the weekend ahead, some practical advice or guidance, just something to help shift the mood or be aware of, just using the cards in a fun way to connect with some of the unseen forces. All right, so for Aries, we get an Ace of Swords and a King of Cups. It looks like, to me, it looks like you've got a fresh take on an old emotional thing. So the Ace of Swords is thinking about something different, doing something different mentally, right? So there's some mental gymnastics going on that you've gotten clarity about. And actually what you're getting clear about is really how you feel. I think you have felt different things up and down, and you're mastering those emotions. You're getting clearer and clearer. So in the astrology for May, you know, we're coming up here at the end of April. We've got this beautiful eclipse going on in 10 degrees of Taurus. I feel like relationships are going to be a huge theme end of April and into May. But I know that in May we need to pace ourselves. And so if there's been something that has taken you on an emotional ride, Aries, and you're getting clearer about it, use that information wisely to be able to pace yourself for the next 6 weeks, give or take. We've got a big Mercury retrograde coming up in Gemini, right? And so I feel like there's going to be a lot of changing minds, changing emotions. So giving yourself some space to feel all the way around a topic, take data points, and then use them later as you're getting clearer and clearer. Let's get you an extra card here. So justice is going to be really important. Doing what's fair is going to be really important. And so we humans, right, are all over the place with about what's fair. Sometimes there's an entitled side, sometimes there's an overgiving side. The idea here is that there's something that feels a little out of balance that you're feeling your way through and getting clearer on. All right, I needed more information. So I think it's going to be an issue that has to do with children, your youth, your childhood, nostalgia, something that is bringing up some issues from the past. So, you know, feel into that. See if it resonates. See if it's useful. Pace yourself mentally, emotionally, right? All right, let's clear the deck for Taurus and just ask Spirit what it is that our Taurus friends need to hear today. For any Taurus watching, just clearing the deck, connecting in for a fun reading on a Friday with Tiff. All right, we got the Temperance and the Queen of Swords. Okay, so you don't have to say everything, every thought that comes through your head, Taurus, right? So just be careful, because this is that sharp-tongued card. And here's the Temperance, which is about reeling it in, about all things in moderation, about finding the middle road. So instead of going bardage to bardage or bumper to bumper or pendulum swing to pendulum swing, you know, it's so often when we've been over on one side of the pendulum for so long and we just want to get back to the middle, it just doesn't work like that. We don't get way over here and then go perfectly in the middle. We get way over here and then way over. And it swings for a while before it slows down and you can find that middle road. But the Temperance card reminds us to be on that journey, finding the middle path, finding moderation in all things, reeling something in. Reeling what in? Your words, your thoughts. Are you using your words and thoughts against yourself or other people? The Queen of Swords needs to be honest, it needs to be direct. But the Temperance card is like, just be careful with who you're telling what to, right? Because we don't want, you know, you to use your words against yourself or other people to use your words against themselves or against you negatively, right? So just be careful, because what you're saying and what you're thinking can pierce through. Sometimes we forget how really powerful our words can be. All right, let's clear the deck for Gemini and just get a look at the weekend ahead. Just some simple advice or guidance for any of our Geminis watching. Clearing for Gemini. Okay. All right, we get the King of Pentacles reversed and the Death reversed. And so to me, this is like enduring, being persevering, hanging in there for some kind of financial gain. Sometimes that pays off, right? Sometimes it doesn't. But this is a reading to persevere, to hang in there. It doesn't necessarily mean things are going to go your way or they're not. It just is a message of perseverance, that you've overcome a lot. It also looks like you might be hanging on to something a little too long. When the Death card is reversed, it's like, what did you not let go of that's kind of lingering? So anybody doing any detox, a process of elimination, just know that Mercury retrograde is going to be in your sign coming up next month. So you're going to start to feel that Mercury shadow period where things start to get confusing, or decisions are being made and you don't like them, or you're going back over them in your mind, chewing on ideas. This is going to be very normal for all of us. I think Mercury retrograde in Gemini is going to be a fabulous time if you need to write old ideas, if you need to edit, if you need to clear out your inbox, if you need to organize communications. But if you're trying to do new stuff and you're confusing yourself, or you're just going back and forth a whole lot, that's going to be very, very normal. And so I feel like if there is something that you've hung on to for too long, or you are waiting on a payoff, let's like keep our eyes on the prize for a longer period of time. This is also like, this could be physically, this could be mentally, emotionally, financially, relationships even. This eclipse is coming up in 10 degrees of Taurus. Where does that hit your chart, right? Because there might be something that you feel like has been open and easy and even taken for granted for a long time that might have a closed door when you turn around. We have a great article by our friend Celeste Brooks at wiseguyscollective.com, and the blog, it's under the tools tab, and it's called Cycles of Change, Karmic Cycles of Change. And it's all about this upcoming eclipse. So check it out. She has some good things to say about it. Let's clear the deck for our Cancers. What is it that our Cancers needs to hear? Let's see, for the weekend ahead. All right, clearing for our Cancers. Whew, y'all are getting some intense readings today. The Ten of Swords reversed, and then the Devil card. All right, so this can be beating yourself up for what you haven't done in your life. Like, I should have done this, or I wasted the last 10 years or 50 years or 60 years. It's like a feeling like a sense of loss and obsessing over it. What I should have done, could have, would have done. So if this is you, if this is speaking to you, just remember that the Devil card backwards is lived, and you have a lot of experience, and your pain, the experience of pain that you lived through as it relates to Chiron in your birth chart, that wounded healer, that thing that really pierced you and hurt you, is the thing that helps you help others. And nobody wants to hear that, right? Like, we just did this whole big blog and podcast about the ultimate lows, right? Those ultimate lows. And so this setup reminds me of that. So if you need some resources for hitting rock bottom, or feeling like you're hitting rock bottom, that article, podcast, blog is everywhere. YouTube, wherever you listen to podcasts, and on our blog at wiseguyscollective.com. So just know that after hitting rock bottom, there's usually a magic dark, and that's a sneak peek into the next topic we're going to address. But you might be going through that magic dark period where it feels like nothing's working, and so we have to be careful with our inner child, how we're talking to ourselves during these periods. If you're feeling psychically attacked, if you're psychically attacking others, I know you're not, because you're a Cancer. That's for the Scorpios, right? Bad joke. So the idea here is obsessive thinking is getting you nowhere, and you're going to have to get a hold of your thoughts. The best way I know to do that is through yoga and meditation. There are no substitutes for that, no magic pills in my life. And also singing, and I'm not just talking about like singing in the car. I'm talking about like really some devotional thing, which if you're a private person is miserable, right? Like, but just if you have a devotional song that you can sing in the shower by yourself, in the car, and just start to be a little bit more vulnerable to spirit instead of trying to control the outcome, you can get some really good magical assistance, right? All right. Not that you do that for gain, but I think you know what I mean. You end up feeling better when everything becomes an act of devotion instead of control. Everything can be devotion, every single thing, driving, doing spreadsheets, answering the phone, every single thing. All right, so out of our heads, out of our minds, into our hearts for Cancers. Clearing the deck now for Leos, just seeing what our Leos have for the weekend ahead. Guys, I do longer versions of these in our membership. So if anybody's interested, we offer a $22 a month membership. That price will go up. So I would love to grandfather you in if you've been thinking about it, if you've been on the fence. We do have 4 main benefits. They're the Astro Tarot readings by me, Akashic Record reading by April, a human design support call by Leisha, and then there's also a master teacher that comes to teach a different class. So it's best for people that are students of the metaphysical world and want kind of a cosmic insider look at the month. The current month is really who we are. So back to Leos, clearing for Leos. Okay, don't forget. All right, we've got the Chariot backwards, the Knight of Cups backwards. Okay, it looks like something hurt your feelings and things slowed down. It could be a delay in travel. It could be a big purchase that didn't go through. It could be a date that needs to be moved around. Just don't take anything personally and actually go with the flow. You know, go be like excited, like really change the game around instead of being any kind of disappointed or hurt feelings about whatever isn't seeming to go your way. Actually get excited about it and be like, thank God that didn't work out, and really confuse everybody around you and just have ultimate faith and trust that that was not for you. You know, this can be a game changer when you change your mind quickly with the flow of the universe. It's actually a really powerful message. You know, this is a reminder that life is happening for you, not to you. And I know I say that one a lot because it really impacted me a lot at a time when I thought life was happening at me, you know. And Deborah said, you know, Tiffany, like, this is for you, not to you, not at you. And I was like, whoa, okay. So Leos, maybe that resonates. If not, you can listen for your sun sign, moon sign, and rising sign. Get some extra information, get different data points, right? All right, clearing the deck for Virgos. What is it that our Virgos need to hear for the weekend ahead? Ace of Cups, Eight of Pentacles. Finally, Virgos are winning the astrology reading today. Okay, so we've got the Ace of Cups. This is a new love, falling in love with something, being in love with life, having some hope and innocence, returning to innocence, just playing, you know. The Eight of Pentacles is about hard work, so I would say rewarding yourself after a lot of hard work. It's okay to take some time off. Like, I just went on this really cool trip to New York, right? Like, got to go to Lilydale, got to take advanced forensic mediumship with one of my heroes, got to actually work on really live cases. That doesn't sound necessarily like a vacation or taking time off, but it was so much fun for me. And it was hard. It was the reward of hard work, right? And I almost missed it. It took a mentor saying, what are you talking about? That you want to go, you're drawn to that. You can do it, go, it's okay. So giving yourself permission to give yourself a reward after a period of hard work is what's on store for your weekend, Virgo. I have another friend who just called and she just booked a really crazy trip out of nowhere. And she's like, maybe that'll inspire you to do something fun this weekend. And I'm like, I just want to rest with my feet up and do absolutely nothing. And she's like, maybe. And then I started thinking about it and I'm like, maybe I do want to do something fun. I don't know. But the idea here is Virgos, reward yourself, fall back in love with your life. Don't miss the opportunity. Yesterday, right? Like, I almost missed this opportunity yesterday to go beekeeping with one of my best bee friends because I was like, oh, the weather's bad. I'm just going to stay here, feet up, keep working. I've got to get through these emails and do this stuff. And I almost missed it. And it was just 2 hours of just being present with the bees. And it was a total game changer and 100% worth it. And that's kind of the message I'm getting for you, Virgos. Like, don't miss it. You know, get outside. All right, let's clear for Libras. What is it that our Libra friends need to hear today? Just clearing the deck for Libras. Clearing for Libras. Okay. All right. Sorry, don't really need those. I'm just holding my hair back right now. Wheel of Fortune and a Six of Pentacles reversed. All right, Libras, something big changing. This is karmic, you know. There's a Six of Pentacles reversed. So this is almost like having to move back home and take care of something at home. is a sense of nostalgia, but it's kind of sad. You know what I mean? This is a sense of having to go back in time and retrace your steps in a certain way. And so this is like memory lane that doesn't feel great, but is necessary. And it's something that we all need to go through. This could be going through old photos. This could be cleaning out your closet. It could be cleaning out a loved one's closet. The wheel of fortune is changing. It's turning, right? And it's always turning in your favor. It's never turning against you, but there's a season that's changing, and it's requiring you to look back on some things from the past, either childhood stuff or like usually high school or less, like those years coming back into focus for some cleanup, you know, some type of you had to take a risk, take a chance on something to revisit some old material, some old data, and this might be the perfect weekend to do it. You don't have to do it all weekend, but what if you dedicated an hour to it, you know? All right, let's clear the deck for Scorpio. That was a good shuffle. Things I get excited about. Okay, clearing the deck for Scorpio. What is it that our Scorpios need to hear for the weekend ahead? Just some practical advice or guidance for our Scorpios. Okay. Ooh. All right, interesting. 2 9s for you. This is interesting because I'm also 9 life path in numerology, so I pay attention to the Scorpio reading, right? 9 of Cups upright and 9 of Pentacles reversed. So the 9 of Cups, this is you get your wish, so be careful what you wish for. Like, be really careful what you wish for. Get clear with your intentions, your words, who you call, who you surround yourself with, what you want. It's not all about you, but this is a card of making wishes, right? So it is okay to want, to have desires, right? Scorpio, I desire, right? What is it that you desire, Scorpio? And then the 9 of Pentacles reversed. You know, this can be some things falling apart before they come together. The 9 of Pentacles, this is about being self-sufficient, making your own way. And when it's upside down like this, you can feel really unsupported or that things aren't coming together. I would say just let whatever's falling apart, let it fall apart. Stop putting a lot of energy into the things that aren't working, because there are things that are working, right? And so it's like, let this sense of identity fall apart, let this sense of neediness fall apart, let whatever it is that needs to crumble, and keep your eye on the prize, the feeling that you do want to feel, and just keep going in that direction. So a little bit metaphysical, a little bit ethereal, but that's how Scorpios like it. It's okay. You know what you want. The Scorpios watching know what I'm talking about, and they know what needs to dissolve. And so this is just a message to remind you that universe is listening and universe is watching, right? That you are connected to the unseen world. All right, let's clear for our Sagittarius. Just get a message for any Sagittarius watching, some practical advice for the weekend, some guidance that helps them feel seen by the unseen. Clearing for Sag. If you guys aren't on our newsletter list yet, I would invite you to join that as well. I try to send things out on Fridays, but I know that can be overwhelming. So sometimes I give it a little rest because I don't want to hammer away, you know. All right, let's clear for our Sages. Okay. Four of Swords and the Emperor reversed. Okay, so Four of Swords is about giving it a rest, taking a rest, laying down, actually getting your feet up and resting. This is about downtime. You know, downtime is not wasted time. It's a space. It's a breathing room, right? So needing some physical rest, needing some emotional rest, needing to give something a break, letting yourself off the hook, letting somebody else off the hook, and just taking a pause, you know. The Emperor reversed, to me, it's like about job upheaval, things going back and forth. You know, this would be about your career. It can also indicate father stuff. But when it's reversed like this, it feels like something's not quite settled at work. And so you may need a break from work. But it looks like there's some new ideas for you coming with what you want to do with your life, what kind of work that you want to be in. For those type of things, maybe you want to get a reading with one of us. Maybe you want to check in with Leisha about your human design, or with April, like what do the Akashic records have to say about your job right now, in astrology or in psychic work, right? We just had this big, huge Sun square Pluto in Capricorn. So a lot of people are having issues with dads, fathers, brothers, male, important male figures at work, bosses, right? that are coming to a place of clarity after a place of illusion for a long time. And so that too can create cause for needing to take a rest and do some reflection, right? So just some ideas to play with. What kind of changes do you want to make with your career? You don't have to do anything about it. You just have to pause, rest, and be open to something new. All right, after Sag comes Capricorn. So what is it that our Capricorns need to hear for the weekend ahead? Just some practical advice or guidance that wants to come through. All right, interesting. So a couple of you guys getting the Ace of Cups. So Capricorns, you know, again, falling in love with life, having that hope and innocence, doing something just because you want to, just because it feels good, saying yes. But then Five of Wands, that internal chess game, that battle, that challenge, that it's like, you know, this is like that image that I've talked to you guys about before, where it's like a cage of a human and this like human shaped cage, and then on the inside is a tiny live human that's representing your inner child looking out. It's like, but I want to play, but I'm not letting myself, but I want to do the thing, I want to connect, but I'm going to disconnect, you know. And so there, it seems like there you got some demons battling, or angels battling, or whoever battling inside of you, where it's like you're just not letting yourself relax and have fun and regain some of that childlike innocence. So this is an invitation, you know, to consider that. How do you want to experience your weekend ahead? Is there, can you stop making life like about a chess game, having to think through other people's moves and stuff? Can you just lighten up? Where can you lighten up, right? All right. After Capricorn comes Aquarius. All right, so just clearing the deck for any Aquarius watching. There's a lot of intense stuff going on in the skies in Aquarius. Let's just see. All right, the Strength card is what fell out reversed. And so let's just get a card of clarification here for Aquarius. All right, Five of Cups reversed. All right, this, I feel like there's some guilty conscience going on, like maybe you've treaded backwards in some area in your life, or backslid, or just kind of done something that either you're not really proud of, or you're just kind of questioning yourself about. And so this can be a weekend where you reset, where you have a total reset. What are your values? What are your, what do you want your life to look like, and who's surrounding you in that? Who's supporting you? You know, it's important for Aquarius, a fixed sign. Like sometimes we just get, like the fixed signs just get so fixated on how it should be or what they need, and we can have a really hard time forgiving ourselves. But it looks like there's something that might require a little personal forgiveness. It doesn't mean that you did anything wrong. It just means that somehow you held yourself responsible or accountable, or put yourself in a situation that doesn't feel like you're super proud of here. And so just remind yourself how far you've come, that you don't really need your old coping mechanisms anymore, that you did need to ensure your survival, to ensure your safety. Those things can kind of, you don't have to live on those, right? I think there's something there for you. I don't think I have to explain it super deep. I think you're going to get that. All right. And then last but not least, let's check in with Pisces, and then we'll do a universal reading with the yoga deck over here. Let's clear for Pisces and see what it is that our Pisces need to hear. You guys later will send a message like, oh, that reading was spot on, and I have no idea what even came out of my mouth. So please leave a comment if any of this resonated, or if it didn't, no problem. I appreciate the feedback. But I always enjoy reading your comments and getting your messages afterwards. All right, let's clear for Pisces. Just see what it is that our Pisces friends need to hear for the weekend. All right, started out just like Aries. We got the bookends of the zodiac. We got Ace of Swords, changing our minds, learning something new, using different words to convey the same message. The Five of Swords indicates some grief. Again, feeling kind of like a setback instead of embracing something. This can be like a hit to the ego. So I feel like maybe some of you guys are going through like that spiritual rebirth that happens when we have to be kind of humble. And so walking in humility doesn't have to be with our head hung low. Admitting can be the ticket in, instead of the thing that makes us feel guilty or in shame. And so if you have some grief, or if you're going through a hard time personally and you're looking for a new perspective, this is a sign that you're going to get through this little window of time. you know, the skies are going to change and they're going to change in your favor, but we're going to have to pace ourselves throughout the month of May. All of us are, but especially if you're going through grief, burnout, or work burnout, or hope burnout, or anything, right? So pace yourselves. There's something new, a new direction is coming for sure. All right, let's switch decks. Isn't it pretty? We're going to use the yogic path and just get a large universal message. Let's go with the one that fell out. Ajna. All right. You guys do our human design support calls. We haven't gotten to the Ajna Center yet, so maybe this is a sign that that's the next one. Let's see. I don't know. We're going all out of order with it. So these 59. Thanks for your patience while I flip over to it. Okay, Ajna, you guys know, is the third eye chakra, right? Can you see that? So it says, you've been using your sixth sense recently, all of us, your intuitive powerhouse, the third eye, and it is guiding you in the right direction. Your third eye sees far beyond your two eyes and the limitations of your mind, which can only dream up what is known. Your intuition speaks to you in whispers and visions and feelings. Find the language of your third eye and continue to follow its hunches, as you have been. The more you become aware of it, the easier this dialogue becomes. Your third eye is taking you on the very journey that your soul was put on this planet to fulfill. Ooh. You came here to live, love, and learn. As long as you continue viewing the world from your third eye, you will surpass all limitations and find yourself limitless. Trust your intuition and keep moving forward. The path will continue to illuminate as you take the steps. That's kind of like that little Pisces reading, right? Like the path will continue to illuminate. It's kind of like that Mr. Magoo situation where you take a step, it looks like you're falling off the face of the earth, and like as you take a step, something's put down for you. Like have a little faith, have a little foresight with your third eye. Tap into your sixth senses. If you are one of our members, you can watch the psychic development classes in the replay, and you get VIP access to every class we've ever recorded. It's a great deal. So even if you sign up for 1 month, you can watch all of those as much as you can get in. But we just did psychic development, and we talk about that sixth sense, and we do a third eye clearing in there. So you could also like Google third eye clearing on YouTube and find, I can't remember the exact like hertz that they like to recommend, but the idea here is there's something going on intuitively that you can embrace, that you can work on, that you can exercise, just like you could exercise your eyes and do like rapid eye, what is that, EMDR? I don't know, this like, you know, all the things that you do with your eyes, the diagonals, the up and down. I was noticing that in yoga too, like when we spiral, when we do like we sit and twist, and how far we have to look to one side or the other, or how we have to look up. And I mean that there's so much eye like stuff going on in yoga, right? So again, I just come back to do yoga, meditate, you're going to be fine. You don't even need a psychic to tell you that, right? I hope you guys have a great weekend. I hope this has been fun, useful, maybe even entertaining for you. And we'd love to see you at wiseskiescollective.com. I'm Tiffany. Have a great weekend. Namaste.